Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So before going to the CSI detailing, there are few steps which you have to do in your ETABS model. Your ETABS model should be completed. There are no warning messages, and if there are no warning messages, the beams and the columns, they will be designed properly. And after that, for the shear wall design, you have to assign the piers and spandrels. About the piers and spandrels, I told you in the previous class how the piers and spandrels behave. The piers are like a column. If you have the openings, you have to provide the spandrels above the opening, and that will behave like a beam. So if the piers, spandrels, everything is defined correctly, then only you can go to the CSI detailing. Before going to the CSI detailing, also you have to provide the strips for the slab design. So let us open this, our model, which we did design in the previous class, residential building. So this was our model. So here already the strips are there, but let me show you how to draw the strips. We did the strips for story 1, 2, and 3. Now let us do the strips for story 4. Go to story 4, click OK. First, you have to unlock the model because previously we run the model. Once you run the model, it lock the model for any changes. You cannot make any changes in the model if the model is locked. So first you have to unlock the model. It will delete all the analysis results. Okay with that. So go to edit, add design strips, the second last option in the edit menu. And we want to go for do the strips or define the strips for story 4. And we want to define in X and Y direction. First, let us do for X direction. For X direction, I will name it as strip layer A and click apply. So again, just because we didn't check this include middle strip, that's why it only added the column strips. So I will undo this one. And then I will include this, include middle strips, click apply. Same will be the case for Y direction. This time the strip layer, I will name it as B, click apply, and then click OK. Now the strips are defined for X and Y direction at story 4 level. So let me repeat, we already defined the piers and spandrels. If you don't define the piers and spandrels, it will not design the shear wall. It will not give you the reinforcement for the shear wall, and also it will give you the warning when you open the CSI detailing. If you don't have any walls and the CSI detailing is giving you the error for piers or spandrels, you don't have to worry because you don't have the shear walls. Or if you have the shear walls and you don't have any openings and you define all the shear walls as piers, it will give you the warning there that there are no spandrels, but you don't have to worry since you don't have any spandrels. So you can simply ignore that message when you are going for the CSI detailing. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to run the model, then we have to design it, concrete frame design for the design of beams and columns, shear wall design for the design of shear walls, and the slab design for the slab design. Okay. Before that, the graphics. Yeah, I will tell. This option will be after the run. Once you do the run analysis, after that you have to set the design preferences. So just run model first. So when it says right click on any point for displacement, it means the run analysis is complete. Now you can go for the design. Before going to the design option, there are few options which you have to do in order to go for the gravity analysis, or in other words, just to avoid the seismic detailing. So we don't need the seismic detailing. We don't have the seismic at the moment. So what we will do, just select all structural elements, go for the design, concrete frame design, view or oblique revised preferences. And here in the seismic design category, you have to select seismic design category as B. By default, the ETABs take it as D, which is the seismic category. So B is the non-seismic category. So you have to go for B, which is the non-seismic zone. Click OK. Select all structure, go to the design, concrete frame design, review, view oblique revise overrides. And in the overrides, by default, the framing type will be SOE special. Here you have to select SOE intermediate. SOE intermediate means it will give the detailing as per the gravity analysis and not for the spatial seismic cases. For spatial seismic case, all the detailing will be different. The containment of the bars will be different. Okay, so you have to select for the SOE intermediate by this option. Click OK. So clear the structure now. Now we will run 3 design analysis: concrete frame design, shear wall design, and slab design. First, concrete frame design. In concrete frame design, it will design the beams and columns, as I told you, just to check, verify all members passed. All concrete frame passed the designs. It means that no beams or columns are failing. Click OK. Go for the shear wall design. And after that, go for the slab design. In the shear wall can be checked. If the shear walls are overstressed, it will give you overstress option. Verify all analysis versus design sections and then match for all objects. If you want to see any particular wall, or if you want to see all the walls together, just go for the 3D. Here, if any of the walls are failing, it will say overstress, O/S. So it is giving the reinforcement for all the walls. It means that all the shear walls are passing as well. Now go for the slab design option, concrete slab design. Select stories for the design. Since we provided the strips for story 1, 2, 3, and 4, we will select this one. For your case, you will select all the stories and provide the strips in all the stories where you have the slabs. So click OK and go for the slab design. And by the way, all the combinations are already there, which we did in the previous class, the design combinations according to ACI, 1.2 dead and 1.6 live and 1.4 dead. Okay, all the design combinations are already there, decon 1, decon 2, and for shear wall also, and for slab. So in this way, the design is completed: the concrete frame design, the shear wall design, and the slab design. Now just simply save. Plan, go to this one, click OK. So for the slab, all the display, go for display design info, display flexural design. This is the flexural design. You can go for its layer A or B. Click OK. Punching shear. NC means no, none of the slabs are punching. All of them are okay. So, and you can set your results according to the strip base or FEM base, finite element method based, but strip base is more easier to understand. So after you have done with all the design, just save the model, and then you have to open CSI detailing. CSI detailing and ETABS 18, they are compatible with each other. CSI detailing, it's 18 version, and ETABS 18, they are compatible with each other. So now we will go for new detailing. Open.edb file. Remember the building name. We were working on residential building. This was the building which we designed in the ETABS. Now it will load all the results from the ETABS. The grids, the stories, the joints. So now here you can set the display units, the prefixes, you can set the size of the sheets, you can set the scale, okay? But for the scale, you don't have to worry, as you can change the scale in AutoCAD also. So, and you can edit the reinforcement details, what type of reinforcement you are using. The detailing units, you can change the detailing units. For example, if you want to take the unit for force as kilonewton, you can change it here. You can select the preferences, what type of units, ACI 318 14. This will be, we will be using. The detailing preferences for the beams. For example, I want to label the beams as B instead of CB. CB for concrete beam. For the walls, I want to name the walls at W as W, and you can change the section labels A, B, C. Instead, you can name it as 1, 2, 3. You can change the layout plan scale. You can change it to 100 here. And yeah, you can change here. Which one? This one? This one you want to change? This one what? One? This one also one? Because it's not overlapping. Okay. Anyways, these things, once you done with the, when it generates all the results, and you see that some of the, for example, some of text height, some of the scale need to be changed, you can always change. Okay. So just click OK. You can see the concrete display. This already we did. Yeah, for the concrete display preferences, include number of bars, include bar designation. For the columns, include number of bars, include the bar prefix. All these include bar spacing. Yeah, yeah, the rebar rules. You can set the maximum spacing. You can set the minimum spacing. You can change, for example, you want to change it minimum spacing to 100 and maximum spacing, but you should have a valid reason, because these why you want to change. Okay, so and also you can select the smallest bar size, the largest bar size, what largest bar size. Sometimes the bar sizes, some of the bar sizes you might not available by the supplier, so you can change the bar sizes also. You can change the spacing. Everything is under your control here. And also in the detailing, rebar detailing rules for the beams, it is non-seismic. For the curtailment rules, all the curtailment rules are there, how the laps will be there, and for the single span, for the double span, for multiple span, you can zoom in and check 0.1 ln, 0.25, what is the size of the bars, the curtailment bars, zone A, zone B, zone C, all these things you can see and you can edit as well. Click OK. The default drawings, which drawings you need, select all. For example, I need all the drawings. Click OK. Or what drawings, you might not need wall layout sometimes, slab sections, whatever you need, you just select from here the drawings which you need the software to generate for you. So I just click OK for all the drawings will be generated. And for the stories also, you can select the stories which you want to show the reinforcement. As in our case, we just design the slab for 3 stories. So I will just select this story 1, 2, 4 stories. We provided the strips. So, and the drawing setup also, you can set the drawing sheet size either to A0 or whatever. So if we select A0, and also the scale, everything, the margins, everything you can control. The drawing formats, the visibility, all these things, the grid system visibility, this G1 included, the rebar sizes, what rebar sizes are there. So if you click OK, then it will generate all the drawings for you.
Okay, about warning, because now it us warning about strip and also about the reinforcement of the beam.
In CSI detailing?
Yes, and in E-tabs, no warning. In detailing, 269 for beam reinforcement and for strips.
For the strip warnings, it means that you have not defined the strips. Here we don't have any warnings because we didn't, we just selected the slabs 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just define the strips for that slabs. If you don't define the strips, if you don't define the pier labels, the spandrel labels, it will give you the warnings. Okay, just let me finish. I will come to you and then I will see. So now let us see what type of different drawings it is generating for us. What components. So it will give you the standard drawings, the list of the drawings, the general notes, typical beam elevation. So these typical elevations and typical plans are very important in reading the drawings because these zones will be reflecting in the reinforcement, the zone C, zone B. You have this typical other one will have another. No, they are supposed to be same, but I mean this, if this the span is like this, if we have, for example, for this span, general span, which is not the continuous beam. So for continuous beam, it will be same for all. For typical beam, which is not which is continuous, so it will be different. So this is typical concrete beam elevation for continuous beam, and it will be same for all. And you have the beam section, typical column section, and about the slab, you have the bill of materials. I think this is not needed in your case, the bill of quantities. Then the framing plan, this is important. This will be needed in your case. Framing plan, rebar plan, and there is one very good option which you will give you the understanding of how the reinforcement will be placed. The rebar cage, the 3D view of the rebars, how the arrangement of the rebars, how the rebars will arrange in the slab. And it will be same for all stories. Story 3 will have all the drawings for the framing plan, for the bill of quantities, everything, the rebars, the sections. For the beams also, you have all the stuff, the framing plan, in order to locate the location of the beams. For story 6, we don't have anything because we didn't design. Story 1, 2, 3, 4, we will have the plan. This is the beam rebar table schedule of the rebars, and the elevations, all the elevations. You should see story 6. So all these stuff is there, the elevations. As I told you, these zones, for the location of the zones, you have to see the typical drawing. So these drawings, they are related or they are linked with the typical drawings. If you want to read them correctly, you have to see the typical drawings.
section A, B, C, يلا go for example go to section A. section B. هتحتاج منكم تجلسون جلسة تحاولوا تفهمون الدرون عشان تطلعون الدرون الستاندرد اللي احنا متعودين نطلعه.
And here you can see it generates 23 drawings. Okay, so if you want to transfer all these drawings to the AutoCAD, just right click and export drawing sheets. It will export all these 23 drawings to the AutoCAD. And I prefer to use this first option, drawing exchange format DXF. If you choose the second option, it will take more time. It will open the AutoCAD and then start generating. So the first option is more quick option. And always you can select the sheets, which sheets you need and which sheets you don't need. So if you do this done, it will export all the drawings sheets, and also you can export the drawing sheets to the Revit file as well. Okay. So guys, that's it. And also when you transfer the drawing to the AutoCAD or Revit, there is always a margin that you can always have to edit. You have to see whether all the details are visible or not, like the text size and enforcement, everything, they are well adjusted, or sometimes there is a provision to add more drawings in the sheet. So all these you have to adjust by yourself after the drawings are being generated for AutoCAD or the Revit. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor.